Yep. You know what it is. Southpaw Slick, live at work. And today's question comes from one of my female followers on Instagram. And she asked, how long should a man last during sex? She said herself that she doesn't like it too long and not too short. And she says that anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes is ideal, where both people are satisfied. And you know what? I actually agree with that. Me, I would have said 20. Like 20 minimum should be like the amount of time a man should be able to hold in his semen before he ejaculates. I think 20 minutes is like the minimum, at least. 15 minutes is cool too, but at least 20. But ultimately, I can't put a set number on it. Why? Because everyone is not the same. Satisfaction has a lot of contributing factors. For one, it depends on the individual. Two, it depends on sexual compatibility. And that's the thing that's making it difficult to determine how long it should actually take. Because some people, oh yeah, and number three is based on fondness of partner. I'm saying, like, for most people, I think the 15 to 20 minutes will do, especially with somebody that will, satisfy you. Now, with women, it's difficult because even when they're sexually satisfied, they don't always get the big O. Not with a man, at least. From what I've heard, any woman that's bisexual or lesbian, 9 times out of 10, they get the big O. And that makes sense because a woman knows a woman's body. Like, who better than? So they, like, men, and not only that, they seem to be less selfish. Not all the time, but on average, they seem to be less selfish as far as like getting theirs and not worrying about their partners. Like I said, dudes do that all the time. Like, shit, I got my nut. Like, shit, oh, you came too fast or you came too slow. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of dudes look at it. But me, like I always say, everything is a two-way street. I like to please my partner. You get what I'm saying? I like to please and be pleased. I have no problem with foreplay. I have no problem with locking lips. I even like it. If I like you, I love eating pussy or eating box. If I like you enough, you're gonna get the business. Trust me. Trust me. I even been told, like no cap. I've even been told I'm very good at it by a couple of women. So I'm gonna take their word for it. But that's only because I go into the situation like I have to please. I aim to please and be pleased. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Sexual compatibility. I'm saying some people, it wasn't all that great because I didn't feel connected to them. They weren't open-minded to do certain stuff. The box was trash. You know what I mean? Like, so of course I can last a little bit longer because of that. That's another thing I forgot to throw in there is raw sex and protected sex, right? Of course, you don't want to be going around fucking everybody raw, right? Ideally. But that's definitely the better experience. You know what I mean? I will say that. However, that can also be something that ends up making you finish faster because you feel everything, to the T. You feel everything. Grip, wetness, all of that. So I'm saying, Like with Charlemagne the God. He said, with a condom, I'm going to give you 20 minutes. Without a condom, the best I'm going to give you is 3-4. And like I said, and that makes sense. Like I said, when you're having raw sex, sometimes you'll last longer, sometimes you won't. Like I said, it depends. I know a lot of people jump to the conclusion that the pussy is trash, but sometimes that's not always the case. Maybe you just want to enjoy it a little bit more because it feels so good. You want to enjoy it. Like, so you take your time with it. You get what I'm saying? You take your time with your strokes. You take your time with trying to please the woman because you're enjoying the way the box feels. You know what I mean? And even more so if you don't get to do it all the time. So I'm saying, so that can also be a thing as well. But then you have some people, they just want a quickie. You know what I mean? Like a quickie is what, like 5-10 minutes. Like that's just enough to get that little bit of satisfaction. You know, just that little bit, you know, like for the moment. And that's perfectly fine. I'm saying 10 minutes, especially if both of y'all can finish in 10 minutes, that's great. But like I said, with women, it's hit or miss. Some women, they orgasm all the time, but the majority don't. Not when it comes to sex with a man. I'm saying if they're having sex with each other, if they're using a fucking dildo, and in recent memory, the rose, like a lot of women saying the rose is beating everything. Like dudes, women, and dildos. It's like the rose is it's the ultimate toy. And if they don't want to look at it that way, that's the ultimate sex experience. You know what I mean? Like some women swear by that fucking rose. I'm telling you, speak very candidly about it. Like when you on social media, you're going to see it pop up eventually. If people are talking about sex and orgasms, women are going to bring up that rose. One woman is going to bring it up, and a lot of them are going to co-sign it. It never fails. Like recently, never fails. But yeah, like those are the main things. Is if you're having unprotected or protected sex, sexual compatibility, fondness of partner, and yes, those two are not necessarily intertwined because you can like somebody that's not good at having sex, and vice versa. You can be in a toxic relationship, and sometimes this keeps a toxic relationship going. I know you heard the saying before that bad sex can end a good relationship. Good sex can keep a bad relationship going. And that is 100% true. Because I know a few people, like over the years, they weren't the best partner for each other, but because both or one partner puts it down a certain way, it's like, man, I'm turned out like, you know, it's like, yes, like, yeah, he's a fucking headache or she's a fucking headache, but damn, that sex is good. You know what I mean? Oh, that box is good. Oh, that D is good. You know what I mean? Like that's how they be talking. So it's like that can keep, you know, a relationship going is good sex. So you can't say those two are intertwined. So I'm saying sexual compatibility. You can have sexual compatibility with somebody you don't even like that. I'm saying like a one night stand type thing or no strings attached. I'm saying that's somebody you didn't really get to know like that. You guys got straight to the point, had a really great experience, might want to keep it going. That's when the no strings attached becomes more like, you know, friends with benefits. So I'm saying, so like I said, those two are not necessarily linked together. And the other thing I said was the individual themselves. Some people, some women don't want to have sex for 20, 30 minutes. Some men don't. Some 10 minutes, it will more than suffice for either or. You know what I mean? Like 10 minutes, that's long enough to satisfy me. Like, okay, I can get my little strokes in, or I can get piped down, or whatever. I'm saying perspective you're looking at it from. And that's it. I'm good. That's good enough for me. Yeah. Or like with Cameron. Oh, she come faster. Skeet, skeet, nigga. That's what I say. Like, she come fast. So yeah, so you can come fast too. Like I'm saying, but a lot of women don't get to experience that. Some women say they never had one. And I feel real bad for women, like in that regard, that they can't, because it doesn't take much for us to not. It really doesn't. Now, that's not to say every woman makes us do it quick or even makes us do it at all. I'm saying that there's been a couple occasions where it's like, man, I just want to get the fuck out of here. Let me just pretend. So, like, I actually felt like the woman in that scenario. I had to, like, pretend just so I can leave the fucking place. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to be around you right now. Even when I'm satisfied, I told you, once I get that post nut clarity, I'm good. Like, let me get the fuck out of here. Sometimes, if I like you like that, I might stick around. But if I don't, I'm out. I got my nut. I'm good. I hope you got yours. I said, trust me. I try to. I'll put in the effort to make sure my partner walks away satisfied or is left satisfied. But those are the main things. That's I think the standard is anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes minimum. But like I said, some people, they might want it for 45 minutes, 2 hours. Some people all night, which is great. I'm saying if you can find somebody that you're sexually compatible with, like to the max, then the hour, 2 hour all night shit, that's great. But I'm saying, but on average, even somebody you're in love with, I think 20 minutes minimum, 30 minutes, I'll even say 30 minutes, like tops. Like that is the golden number. If you can go a half hour, nothing but pleasure on both sides. I think that is probably the like standard. But ultimately, I can't put a set number on it because everybody is not the same. But I think it's safe to say that 15, 20 minutes minimum, 30 minutes maximum. And if you really like somebody like that, then you can hit that 45-hour milestone. Trust. But that's the way I feel about it. Southpaw Slick, I'm out.